some pants on?
Yeah, I had to do. Listen. I'm not gonna sit in my office chair with bare ass. That that.
No?
No, I think that's you need some kind of barrier. You can't have like because what if you shift and all of a sudden you've spread your cheeks and now your butthole's making contact with the fucking.
Well, this is like, we had nothing to talk about, but now I do.
Oh, great. Well, listen, I was like, okay, first of all, it's 9 fucking p.m. at night. We usually do this at 5 or 6.
Right, right.
Mister, I've got a real job that pays real money, so I got to actually take it seriously.
Yeah.
Have pushed it off to now, and I was like literally about to take a shower and go to bed, saying fuck it. And you called, I shut the shower off, and I was sitting there talking to you on the phone for like a good 5 minutes, butt ass naked.
Well, let's just give a little context here. So you don't tell me this obviously until the end of the conversation, and I said, "Well, you want to call me back and do this?" And you said, "Let me put on pants." And my immediate sick mind, I hate to say this, but visual of you butt ass naked on the phone talking to me, and you go, "Well, let me put some pants on."
As if
And you said it. It was the way you said it. Immediately gave me this flash of this hairy, fat fuck standing there, with your leg. Hold on. We're gonna go deep here for a minute because I actually got this visual in my head. I'm crying. I have tears coming down my face, and I'm driving. I got this visual in my head of you standing in the middle of your room, the shower's running. You're butt naked on the phone having this 5-minute conversation, and as you say, "Let me put some pants on," you're standing, and I bet your legs were spread a little bit. You were standing in a stance.
no, I was.
It was that.
No.
I'm naked. Did you have a hand on your hip? The other hand was on your hip, wasn't it?
No,
and you were just standing there on the phone, naked, with your legs. Your feet were out a little bit, your balls were dangling, and you were like, "Let me put some pants on." That's what I pictured. I actually pictured you hairy naked. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. We're done. It's over.
If you really want to finish the picture, very pale from the forearms up, because I have long sleeves that I push up when I work out in the Florida sun.
Oh my god!
And pale all the way down to my legs, and then my neck gets brown again up to my face. And yeah, I wasn't standing like Captain Morgan.
Like Captain Morgan. Yes, that's what I pictured. I pictured that. I swear to God, I pictured you like Captain Morgan. You had a foot on the edge of the bed or on the chair, and you were like, "Yeah, let me just throw some pants on." They were just hanging, they were swinging from side to side. For 5 fucking minutes we talked before you said, "Let me put some pants on."
Well, what am I supposed to go? Just before we get this conversation, full disclosure, I'm butt ass naked. I mean, why do I need to tell you?
I don't know. I feel like now, did you need to tell me, "Let me put some pants on"? We could have probably done without.
Well, I
that
was just explaining why it would take a minute. I wasn't just going to hit record on the thing. I was.
And I pictured you like Captain Morgan with the phone in your hand, the other phone on your hip, and you're the balls are dangling. It's probably a little chilly there, so he's probably a little shriveled in at this moment, and you're just standing there naked, asshole out and all.
Well, I mean,
the chode, the taint is just. He's there for the world to see, and you're like, "Let me put some pants on." That's what happened.
Well, again, just to clarify, I wasn't in my Captain Morgan pose, which is a beautiful sight. But no, I was actually, for the 5 minutes we were talking, pacing back and forth, but naked from.
Oh my God! So that's even worse. Your fucking dingle was dangling all over the place.
Everything was flopping and moving.
Every time you made a swivel to go back the other direction, he swung around. He swung around with the call. He was like, "Here I am."
Yeah, and I was walking from all the way to the shower, all the way back through the hallway in my bedroom to the desk, and then back and forth just a big circuit.
And he was just flopping in the wind, taking it all in.
I won't lie. I glanced once to make sure my door was closed because my roommate's in the other room watching. And sometimes I'll just go take a shower. I won't close the door because like
Yeah, you're going
my
to the
room,
shower.
you got to bang a left, and it's down a little like hallway, so you don't see me, and all my clothes are before you get into the viewing area from the other room where you
Right.
could. So I wasn't sure if I closed the door, but all of a sudden my shower's canceled and I'm pacing around talking to you. I better make
Oh
sure
my
the door's
god.
closed.
Well, you better label this like cock and balls episode or something because Jesus. Well, I, you said well, we're gonna stay on the theme here. You said you didn't want to sit in the chair.
Right.
I have a story about that.
Okay.
So this was years ago before I had kids, and I was uh, I was staying at my parents' house. I was still living at my parents' house, whatever. And the room I stayed in, like my dad had like an office in there, and he had this chair. It was a red. This is almost like the turkey story because I don't know if anybody knows this, but it was a red chair. But that was like my dad's office chair, and I don't even know how like many times I would like get ready to go take a shower, and what I would do is take my clothes and put a towel around me and then walk to the bathroom. But a couple times I would, you know, get a call or something would come up, and next thing I know, I'm bare balls on my dad's chair, like just asshole balls. And sometimes it would be like after playing basketball, or I'm talking sweat, and I mean I would do it quite often. Well, I remember one day my dad's like, I don't understand why this chair smells so bad. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, it smells like sweaty ass. Like, I don't understand why the chair would smell like sweaty ass. He's like, I don't ever come in here sweating. I do some stuff on the computer, but you know, I don't have a sweaty ass. And I was like, I don't know, it's really weird. And at the time, like, I wasn't thinking about it, but eventually I said, oh shit, I bet you it's my sweaty balls and ass. And he eventually had to get rid of the chair because the smell was mounting. He couldn't take it anymore. I never smelled it. I
Oh
was
my
like, I
god.
don't smell anything. He had to get rid of the chair because I could visualize what the chair looked like. It was a red. The cushion was red and it had black like rubber arms on the chair, and the cushion must have just absorbed all my ass sweat for years of me sitting on it. And he had to get rid of the chair because I ass sweated on the chair. But I used to sit balls on the chair.
Yeah.
My
See.
poor dad would have to go
Yeah.
put his khakis on and sit in the chair after.
Yeah. I've seen chairs where people have had accidents on them, or that like I forget, one of my friends had a chair where it had like he was oblivious to the fact that he had like an ass stain on it, and I'm like, so I like in my head I know not to sit on my chair naked. Yeah, that's. Have you that reminded
Right.
me. That might have a good rib that I haven't pulled on anyone in a long time. You ever take someone's office chair apart, like, so that you have like access to one of the like, like if it's a drop down chair, that column in the middle that it sits
No, I've
on.
never done that.
Well, if you take it apart and you throw like a raw shrimp in there and then put it back together, they will be playing Find the Smell in the office for weeks and weeks
Oh
and
my
weeks.
God. I thought you were going to say this happened to me. They played a rib on me at a couple, when I was previous employers, two or something ago. Uh, I was fat at the time because this is when I was
At
eating
the
the double
time.
cheeseburgers.
At the time.
Whoa. Whoa. I'm already back down, pal. But remember I told the double cheeseburger last story where I was known as the double cheeseburger guy. Well, I mean, at one point I was pushing probably 250, and the chair they bought for the office had a weight limit on it. So they would always fuck with me. If I was the young kid, they would fuck with me over and over. Don't sit in the chair. Don't sit in the fucking chair. You're going to break the chair. And I'm like, the weight limit's 300 pounds. And they're like, no, you're fucking fat. Don't sit in the chair. So
Where was
one
this?
day,
Where were you working?
I was with Stein-Mart. I can
Okay.
talk about them. They're out of business.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was with Stein-Mart, and Oka Raton was my office. So they were fucking ribbing me about this. Don't sit in the chair. I'd come in, I'd go, no, not that chair. That's a 300-pound chair. Sit in the other chair. I don't have to sit like a fucking cafeteria chair because I was the double cheeseburger
That's
guy. Well,
this is fantastic. That's hilarious.
one day I come in, and the only chair available is the chair. And I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, we're so tired of fucking with you. See you to sit in the chair. And I was like, what? They're like, sit in the chair. We realize we're going overboard with this. We eat the double cheeseburgers too. We're all fucking fat. Sit in the chair. Well, I'm fucking 24 years old. I don't know. I go to sit in the chair. The chair fucking falls apart. Like, they took it apart so that when I sat in it, it was propped up very nicely. I sat, the whole chair clapped. I'm on the floor. The chair is in fucking pieces. They're like, you fat fuck, you broke the chair. We knew it. We knew it. And I was like, and in the moment, I'm like,
embarrassed.
Oh my God, I fucking broke the chair. I'm a fat fuck. I broke the chair. This really happened.
Like, no security camera footage, none of that kind of shit?
No, we were in the office, but I really thought, like, oh my God, this is it. I gotta go on Atkins, because Atkins was the thing at the time.
Right. Keto.
And I was like, I gotta go on Atkins, right? Because we didn't call it keto though. We called it Atkins.
Yeah.
Right, and I had to go on Atkins because I broke the fucking chair. I mean, now the whole day's going by, and I'm like, they're older than me. I didn't want to I was really like kind of shy at the time, a little like I didn't know what to say or whatever, and I'm like, in my head all day it was like, did I really break the fucking chair? Like this is like how embarrassing this is. It's fucking. And at the end of the day, they're like, asshole, we fucking took it apart so you could. They're like, because I didn't talk the whole day. They're like, you haven't said a word today. I was like, well, I broke the fucking chair. And they're like, no, you didn't break the chair. The chair was we took it apart. Whatever.
Yeah, you
blah,
take out like all the screws, but the bare minimum to hold it together.
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought I broke the chair, and for years after that, that was the rib was the 300-pounder broke the chair.
Right.
But that was the rib. But I didn't break the fucking chair. So
I'm trying to think if that ever happened to me where I broke a chair, but I don't think it did. I'm a little bummed on that. I have now, going back to the staining seats and not wanting to be bare ass on a chair. I did have a near call in my friend's car. Did I tell that story?
Mm-hmm.
We were driving home from the ale house. It was like my friend Robert, me, and my brother. And my brother was sitting in the back seat. I'm in the passenger side. And we're sitting at that light right over by Costco in Davie where it turns on to University. Yeah. And it's kind of a long light, but it's at night. So we're sitting there, and I'm like being all funny and clever. And I lift my ass to fart. And I just like immediately know I've shit my pants. And I've already got my butt raised, because you raise off the seat so you can get some good so it doesn't block it. It gets a little sound
sound out there.
And you're letting it out. I kept my cheek, like where you lean on one cheek and kind of have and you're on your tippy toes a little bit, so you're pushing with your back against the back seat and you're kind of hovering your butt in the air. And I just reach back, and on the outside of my jeans, I hit the back of my jeans, and they're already wet. Like this shot pure liquid through like 2 layers of clothing. And I'm like, I turn and look at Robert, and I go, I just shit my pants. And he's like, don't put your ass down. Those are cloth seats. And he literally had got that car like the day before.
well, hold the fuck up.
Yeah.
You let me tell a story where I peed myself and did not volunteer information about you shit. You made it like I was some sort of freak, like I was like Sloth from the Goonies. Yet you shit your pants and didn't tell that story till now.
We've all had misfire farts. I mean, it's everyone's experienced a follow through or two in their lives, especially when you get to our ages. I didn't equate the two, it's not like the first time I did it, and it won't be the last. So you just have to be thankful when you're when you're in bed and you do it, you're on your side, and not you just don't want to ruin the mattress or the seat or whatever you're on.
Right.
So what happened was, I'm like, well, I can't sit like this until they get to my house. So I get up, and I turn around into the seat, so I'm on my knees on the seat, face facing the back seat, with my ass facing like
I have a visual of this.
the windshield.
Yes,
Are you visualizing it
right.
with clothes on though?
With clothes on this time.
Okay.
Yes.
And the problem is that my brother's sitting in the back seat staring at me. We're making eye contact the whole time, and he cannot stop laughing. He's just giggling the whole fucking time that we're driving home because he has to stare at me, staring at him, and I've got shit
Knowing
ass.
you shit in your
I've
pants.
got
Right.
shit
Right.
ass. And hearing Rob in the seat next to me, like bitching and moaning and complaining,
Ah,
rolling the windows down, and I'm like, so I'm fucking with him. I'm going, well, it's humid out, man. Put the windows back up. He's like, no, you shit in my car. We're definitely
funny.
putting the windows back up. And I'm like, I can't look at my brother, but where else am I going to look? And he's just like with tears running down his face because he's seeing me in this like the doggy style position, and the fucking
staring at it with
Yes.
shit in your ass.
so at one point he's like, stop looking at me with shitty pants. I can't do it. It's like making eye contact with someone jerking off. It's like it's just not right. So yeah.
Oh, well, this sparked a whole bunch of. I can tell stories from my loss prevention days at Stein-Mart, and I have the stories I have from Stein-Mart and Bell's are out. Stein-Mart one's outrageous, outrageous. I could tell stories like that for days.
What was Stein-Mart? Was that like a discount place?
It was a retail store, mostly old people shop there, uh, and the stories I have from catching shoplifters back then, insane. Your mind would be blown. Seriously,
Like what?
seriously.
Since we're on it, give us one.
I, I, I mean, we could do a whole podcast on this, but I remember a time we caught an old lady shoplifting. She was maybe like mid to late 70s, maybe 80s, in their 80s, and she was stealing a bunch of costume jewelry. But we're talking $200-300 in costume jewelry, and she's just walking around the store, literally just toss them in her purse. I was like, wow, this lady's got no fucking fear. Like she's just, I mean, literally just toss it in, boom, boom, boom. So I'm working by myself, and I go out and I stop her. I said, ma'am, you need to come back with me out. I'm at the store. You got some of my merchandise. I need it back. And she's a little belligerent, not crazy, but she's a little bit. And I get her back in the office, and she's taking it out like it's one of those handkerchiefs that never stops. I'm like, oh my God, she has so much jewelry. So I got to call the police. And the officer there in Boca at the time was a big black guy. I mean, he was like 6'6", like 350-pound, like monster, and he was close to retirement. And the only reason he always used to say, I used to tell him, man, the motorcycles go flying by here. He goes, I'm fucking 3 years from retirement. You think I'm chasing a fucking motorcycle? That's what he used to tell me. He goes, hell no. So he comes, and I got her in the break room area, and she's wearing white capris and like a blouse top. Old lady. So the officer's like, ma'am, I need your ID. And from going from calm to literally her going, fuck you. I'm like, oh, this is not going to end well. I'm like, he's like, what'd you just say? She's like, I'm not giving you shit. Fuck you. And he's like, looked at me. I was like, I don't even know. She was totally fine. I don't even know what happened. So she stands up, and he goes, ma'am, sit down. Like, sit down. And she's like bowing up to him, and he's like, sit down. So she sits down. A minute goes by. He's like trying to figure out what to do. And she stands back up. And he's like, ma'am, I'm not going to tell you again. Like, you got to sit down. You're making me nervous now. And she's like, fuck you. This is bullshit. And so he's like, is there somebody we can call? Because now he's like, maybe there's something wrong with dementia. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, she's out of control. So her phone rings, and he sees the phone, and he grabs it, and it's her daughter. And he picks up the phone and goes, this is Sheriff, whatever. I got your mother here. And she's like, yeah, I'm here to pick her up. And I'm looking for her. He's like, well, she got caught shoplifting. So she's like, "What? I'm coming inside." So she comes inside and she's like, outside the office. He won't let her in there, and he's like, "Here's the deal. I got to take her to jail. It's like $400 in costume jewelry," and she's like being belligerent and this and that. But the protocols, we got to take her to jail. She's like, "Oh, please, my mom abuses Xanax, and I mean, she's 80 years old, whatever, blah blah blah." So he goes, "Let me go back in there and talk to her." See if we can just get some information and then, whatever. But you can't come in there. You got to stay out here. Okay. He goes in. She gets up out of the chair and fucking chest bumps him. And she's like a little fucking lady with this. Like her head was like just a little bit above his waist. And she fucking chest bumps him. And he like lost his, and it wasn't like he lost his cool. You just don't chest bump a police officer.
Right.
He gives her one fucking shove to sit back in the chair. She hits the chair flips over, shit herself. Just white pants are now shit brown.
Oh my
and
God.
She's upside down in the chair, shit everywhere. Like it went right through the fucking linen pants she's wearing. And he goes, "Oh, God damn it!" He's pissed.
Because he's got to put that. Because he's got to put that in his car.
He's fucking livid. He's fucking livid, like livid.
Are you? And what are you like? Are you just like can't believe what you just witnessed? Or are you laughing?
Literally standing there in disbelief. I went back in my office and I was laughing hysterical.
Yeah, I think
oh my God!
I don't think I could control myself. I would have just lost it laughing.
But I had to go in the office. So I'm in the office. I'm crying in tears. So he comes in there, and he comes in there because he's laughing now. So he comes in there, and the two of us, she's upside down in the chair, shit everywhere, and the two of us, I'm in tears, like crying. He's fucking laughing. He's like, "You gotta stop laughing. I can't stop it." The same shit as always, So he's like, he gains his composure way faster than me. I was like, "I can't go back out there yet, man. You gotta give me a minute." So he's like, "Let me get her daughter." So he gets the daughter and goes, the daughter's like, "Oh my God, what happened?" He's like, "Well, she chest bumped me." And she's like, "Mom, why would you do that?" And she's like, "Fuck." She still hasn't gotten up. She still legs are in the air.
Like a turtle, like a turtle.
Right. And "Mom, what?" And she's like, "Fuck him." She on her back, shit herself. Fuck that piece of shit. Like she's going on still, right? So now the daughter's like, "I'm so sorry." She's out of control. She's on the Xanax, and so they get her out of the chair, and he's like, "Go clean your daughter, or your mother." So she's got to go clean her mother shit up, right? So they get her cleaned up. We get her a pair of pants, the whole nine.
I mean,
they get her.
I don't know how I could do that. Like if I can't even imagine someone that's like clean up their parents like shitting themselves.
Right.
I would literally,
especially in that situation.
Like even when I had a dog that had like a lot of long hair, I would just literally just take him out. I wouldn't let him back in till I like sprayed a hose on his ass. I would have to like Pulp Fiction my own father to like just spray him down in the backyard. That's the only way I could do it.
Right. We got her a pair of pants. They cleaned her up, and she went to jail. But I will never forget the visual. I have her she was in one of those cafeteria chairs, upside down, legs up, just shit, like it was like an explosion. And when they got her up and she walked past me, and I got the back view as she's walking down I can visualize this. I'm telling you. She's walking down the hallway to the bathroom, and I just took a look, and it was just shit on a white pair of pants. Like, just shit. And it was like liquid, like everywhere. Like, she literally just liquid shit herself.
Like she slid to first on a rainy day.
But it was like, it was on an impact. Like, the minute he hit her and she hit the chair and flipped over, like, must have just been like, instantaneously shit.
Like you gotta be like it's gotta be on a hair trigger. Like it was right there, and she's been holding.
Well, because she was probably nervous, and Xanax makes you shit. It makes me shit. Okay. I don't know. Like
I've never had a Xanax in my life, so.
Right. Well, I like she's like I fucked up. Like she, but I will never forget the story that I can picture what her face looks like still to this day. She had this like little fucking like scrunched face, like like she was angry all the time. Like that's what she looked like. She was just her face was very scrunchy, but she had like whiskers coming out of the cheek, like not like the whiskers were coming out of the cheek. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking
yeah.
about, right? So like that's and they were like little gray whisker. Like she had a little beard going, but I will never forget that day. He fucking leveled her. But hey, she chest bumped him. You
Yeah,
know.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You get,
And the stories I have from Stein-Mart and
oh my god.
from Bell's were just. I mean, we could literally do a whole podcast on my loss prevention stories from previous employers. Let
Well,
me just get that
we'll
straight.
definitely pepper those in because
Yeah.
if they're all like this, they're winners to my book.
Oh, there's. I mean,
I gotta
some of the
tell.
shit that I
Can I tell you?
seen.
I just have like that's my greatest fear is getting stuck somewhere and like shitting myself because there's just no
Right.
options. Like when earlier this week, even I drove. I had to drive down to my. First of all, this one day was
Right.
crazy. Like I drove to Miami, then I drove up to like Boynton Beach, and then out to Pembroke Pines. I mean, if anyone doesn't know, that's like from where
Hmm.
we started, it's going an hour south, and then driving 2 hours north from
Yeah, it's a
Miami,
hike.
and then Pines is like fucking 30 minutes out west from where we are.
Yes. Right.
It was crazy. It's like I spent like a good 7 hours just driving that day. But like we're trying to get to this call in Miami, and as we're getting close, and of course it's like on one of these highways where it's not like there's it's not like 95 where there's an exit every fucking like 10 feet. This is like an exit every like 8 miles or something.
Right.
So you're like I'm starting to get like the cold sweats and the goosebumps, and
Were you getting that, or is this just me? Where you get the contractions and then like you get that like little brief period of like a minute to two where you're like, okay, this is the calm period, but you know it's coming
yeah,
back.
yeah, it's the contraction waves, and each
Right.
time it's like you've got like the contractions are 10 minutes apart. Now they're five
Right.
minutes apart,
Right.
and you know that like wave 1 and 2, no problem. You can like you
Right.
can
You can
like
get through muscle through it.
yeah.
Right. Right.
Wave 3 gets iffy, and wave 4, you know that you've got to be making arrangements after if you get through wave 3 for wave
Right.
4,
Right.
because that's the kind of one like wave 4 is where like you better not be running when that hits. You better be really close to
Right.
being target lock over the bowl because
Right.
that's just
So
not. And so what I was getting at was I'm like
right.
sweating this out, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't know if I'll make it. And I'm looking at the call, and like where we're going is like right off the highway. So it's like, well, I mean, I can't even like hunt for like a friendly bathroom. This place is like
Right.
right here. So when we pull in, it just so happens to be in a plaza with a Publix. So I
Oh,
literally
that's a score.
I throw it in park between where we got to do the call and the Publix. I go, you go test this one. I'm gonna be in Publix taking a shit. I grab my backpack, which has my one roll of home-based toilet paper in it.
Ah,
Because
you fucking animal.
what do you mean, animal? I'm prepared. It's like, listen, there's nothing worse than going somewhere
Right.
where you think it's a clean bathroom, but then you've got like a see-through toilet paper, or
Oh, the
or that
fucking sandpaper.
or
Ugh.
it's sandpaper, or it's like it's
Yeah.
so thin. Like, look, I don't have wet wipes with me on the road, so I need strong
Sure.
toilet paper you can wet under the sink to use. But if you use that flimsy ass shit, either you'll have a breakthrough where your finger pokes through the paper, or you'll have it where when you wipe your butt, all the paper just crumbles up into balls, and you don't have toilet paper in hand anymore. You have whatever. So you got to get the red Charmin, the extra strong.
Right.
Not the blue stuff. That's the soft. I don't care about soft.
That's the soft. You
I
gotta
need
get the double. That's the
I need
double is the red.
I
Right.
need the strong stuff. Something that you
Right.
could run underwater and it still be toilet paper.
Right.
So if for anyone
So
listening, yeah.
I've been holding this story out, and I don't know if I want to tell it tonight. This is the most like you think me peeing my pants is embarrassing. This is by far the most embarrassing thing.
Uh,
I just don't know if tonight's the night because I think what time are we at here?
we're only at half an hour. I mean, it's up to you if you want to tease it. You just got to remember to tell it another time.
I mean, this is like I may lose followers tomorrow. Our core group may never speak to me again after I tell the story that happened to me.
I
And
mean,
not only did it happen, it happened last year. And not only did
now
it happen last year, my
listen.
mom and dad were with me.
I know the story, so you have to tell it.
Do you know this? I've told you this?
Well, is this about you or your dad?
Me.
Okay, 'cause I think your dad had an issue in a store, didn't he?
My dad has a lot of issues.
Okay. Well, then maybe I don't know this one. Listen, the only way I'll know is if you tell it, and if you tell it now, you won't forget to tell it later. So you might as well just tell. This podcast
This may be the most listened podcast ever after this story.
maybe, or we'll lose the most listeners after this podcast because it's all been shit your pants stores.
Well, that's where we're going with this one, my friend.
I know that.
All right, I'm gonna tell it. Listen, I don't need to be judged tomorrow by everyone. No, don't call me shit break. Don't we don't. I don't need that tomorrow. Here goes.
Is this the result of eating unwashed mushrooms?
No, but someone did make a unwashed mushroom TikTok and tagged me in it as if it was funny.
I'm already laughing, and I haven't even seen it.
Anyway, all right. It was 2 years ago. I just moved to Georgia. My kids were not here yet. My son was in New York. My daughter was in Florida. No, sorry. My son was in New York, and my daughter was maybe still in California with her mother. I don't remember. They were not here. I did not have a house yet, so my mom and dad came, and I picked them up at the airport, and we were going to go look at houses, but we were going to go to the north side of Atlanta. So it's about a 40-minute drive from the airport to the north side of Atlanta. I pick them up, and I was like, I kind of got to go to the bathroom, but I'm not sure. But I didn't want to go inside the airport, so I just picked them up, and I said, it's cool. We'll probably stop, and I can use the bathroom somewhere. Well, we're driving down the highway, and anybody knows Atlanta traffic is the worst here. So we hit some traffic. I'm like, okay, we're getting to the point now. The stomach's rumbling a little bit. I got a shit coming on. It's getting a lot. Like I had to go before at the airport, but I was like, it wasn't bad. Well, now we're getting a little bit intensity here, and I mean, Atlanta traffic. If you're stuck, you're stuck. There's nowhere to go. So
this is
we're in the traffic.
Wave 2. We're in.
Right, we're going through downtown Atlanta, and it is. I mean, it's ass to ass, people. You can't get off it. Like, there's a point where there's like downtown is fine, but then when you get through downtown, there's really not exits like for a little bit. So we get through the downtown part, and it's getting worse. And now I'm shifted in the seat. And my dad's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Because he's sitting next to me, and my mom's in the back. And I said, "I gotta go to the bathroom." And he's like, "You're fucking 30, 40 years old. You can't hold it." I was like, "No, I'm fine." He's like, "Well, if you gotta go, like we gotta find somewhere." I was like, "I'm okay right now." So we're driving. We get through the traffic. It's getting worse. And now I see like the next exit isn't for a couple miles. I'm like, all right, I think I can make it. Well, it's not getting any better. The contractions were, I mean, they were coming hot and heavy. We were starting at 10 minutes apart. We were down to about 30 seconds.
Right. Wave 3, also known
right.
as.
And I'm hurting like bad. And my dad's like, "You gotta fall." He's yelling at me. I'm like, "Stop yelling at me. I'm gonna shit my pants." So he's yelling at my mom, and anybody knows my mom, she's in the back, and her screeching New York Italian voice is like, it's in my back of my head, and she's yelling at my dad to stop yelling at me, but yelling at me at the same time. It was the weirdest thing. And she's like, "Joe, shut up, Joe, he's gonna shit himself." And I was like, "Mom, shut up, I'm gonna fucking shit myself." And my dad's like, "You're 40 years old, who shits himself?" Right? Like, and this is the conversation going, and I'm
thinking of there's the search for the brown note, which is like this frequency that makes you shit yourself, and I think the brown note for you is your mother yelling at your dad.
Right? It had to be, right? Because it was it was. I mean, it was intense. He was screaming, and it's like screeching, like, and and my dad is yelling at me, and it was like a whole fucking cluster of yelling. And I literally, I like the moment came where I see the exit, like we're coming up, and I'm going like 100 fucking miles an hour down this exit ramp, and now my dad's like, "You're gonna fucking kill us!" And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna shit my pants." And the moment happened, I literally, my ass muscles could no longer hold the shit, and we're pulling off the exit, and I see Publix to the right and a gas station to the left. And I'm like, but I'm actually hurt. Like I'm hurting. Like I'm in pain. And I just shit myself in the car. I just shit myself.
My face hurts so much.
As I literally pulled into the gas station, and the muscles just went, "We're here," and just let go. And I just shit myself. And I just sat there. My dad's like, I actually just pulled over because I knew this was going to happen. I had to stop driving.
I can't stop.
He said, we pull in this spot, and I just like defeated it. He goes, "You shit yourself, didn't you?" And it's embarrassing. You shit yourself, but I didn't do it in front of my mom and dad at 40 years, almost 40 years old.
Oh,
and my dad's like, with this most disappointing look on his face, he just turns and goes, "You shit yourself, didn't you?"
Oh, my head hurts so much.
I've done so many fucked up things to make them upset that I feel like that was the most. He was so upset that I shit my pants in the car that like it was just like he was like it was like this weird moment, and my mom is like in between the two seats, like kind of leaning over, and she didn't say anything. She's just shaking her head in disgust, but I don't know if she's mad at me or my dad because he was yelling at me. I don't even know. So now I'm like, what do I do? And my dad's like, I'm gonna go in the gas station. He's like, "You haven't changed your clothes?" I said, "Thank God I do. I have clothes in the trunk." So it's the most ghetto shell like gas station ever. We're like in the hood. So I go in the trunk. I get out the clothes.
Wait.
Oh, I'm crying.
I got questions already. So, was this a solid or a liquid?
It was liquid.
Oh God! So it's all out the back of your pants and into your seat?
So here's the thing. So I get up, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna go get the clothes out of the trunk. So I get up, and the seat is wet. It's fucking wet. The seat is wet. I was
Oh my God! My eyes.
So I go to the trunk with my shit ass, and my dad's like looking over the seat. He's like, "The seat's wet." Shit. So
I'd be like, "Mind your business."
He comes inside with me. He's like, "I'll get the paper towels to clean the shit off the seat, and you go clean yourself." So now I'm in the bathroom. I gotta change it. Thank God I had to change the clothes with me. So I changed my clothes, and I fucking threw the underwears away. But it was the only pair of khakis I owned, so I put them in a plastic bag. And I put them in the trunk because I was like, I gotta wash these. I need to wear these again. I'm not even kidding you. I'm actually wearing them today. I kid you not.
I'd have burned them. Them.
So, oh God, I'm laughing so hard I feel like I'm gonna throw up. So I get out of the bathroom, and my dad he's talking to he's talking to Habib at the counter, and he couldn't just go in and get fucking paper towels. He's gotta tell Habib I shit myself, and he's getting the paper towels to clean the seat. like that's That's my dad, though. If anybody was my dad, he talks to everyone, tells everybody everything. And I'm like, I come out of the bathroom and everybody's like looking at me. And he's like, "Ah, there he is." I was like, "There I am." Like, what? I was like, "Come on, we gotta go." So we had to meet a realtor. So he's like, he comes out. He's like, "All right, guys, I'll see you later." Like he made friends with them over me shitting myself.
I'll see you later. So, like he's gonna come check in with them.
Like he's gonna come back.
Right.
In the middle of, yeah, right.
They're gonna. They need the update on the kid that shit himself.
Right. And they're laughing like they had a good conversation while I was cleaning my ass in the bathroom. So I come out and go ahead.
I was gonna be like, okay, so I can't even imagine you're in like this disgusting bathroom and you're even more disgusting.
Right.
So you actually were able to clean yourself to any reasonable standard?
I would take my shoes off to get my pants off, and I had to like clean myself, and then I put my basketball shorts on, and I had underwear because I had to change the clothes in the car, so because we were staying out of town that night, so I changed and I put my basketball shorts on, whatever, and I put the pants in the bag. I threw the underwear away. Why I threw the underwear and get the pants, I don't even know.
Yeah.
And then I come out, so he's out there. So now we're out in we're cleaning the seat up, and the guy gave him like some spray. So he's like spraying the seat, we're like wiping it down, whatever, clean it. And my dad's like, I wouldn't sit on that fire here. So I had to go in the trunk and I had another, like, more clothes, and I put 2 T-shirts down on the seat, and I sat on that while I drove to go meet the fucking realtor to go buy a house.
I'd have gotten like a garbage bag or something and put it over it. Oh my god!
Oh my god! My whole body hurts from laughing that hard. I have not told that story to anyone.
You must have been.
Now the whole world knows it. Great.
You must have been like just. I don't know how much of a cleanup job you had, but like going and looking at houses, you must have just still been like all shit ass. I mean,
no. I mean, I got a good cleaning, but here the worst part is the drive from the gas station to where we had to go was still like another like 25, 30 minutes. First of all. Nobody said a word. Like, neither of them said another word to me. It was dead silent. I had 2 hands on the wheel at I was just on, and nobody said a word.
Nobody wants to talk about it. No one wants to make eye contact.
Right. Nothing. No, I just looked at the road. We just all stared straight.
Quiet, like, ride of shame.
And then we got there, and we get out of the car. My dad's like, "You all right?" I was like, "Now you ask me that?" Like, I was like, "I'm fine. Let's go look at houses." And the rest of the day just went like that, but oh my god, I can't believe I just told that story. It hurts. I was laughing so hard. This may have just made the podcast, though. It may have saved the podcast.
I had made a note earlier that I forgot to mention. When you were telling the story of the old lady shoplifting, all I could think of was the Uncle Leo episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I shoplift all the time. And he's like,
right.
Well, what do you do if you get caught? He goes, well, I just pretend I'm old and confused. And they usually let me go.
And I think that's what she was trying to play.
Yeah. It sounded like it for a little bit. Listen, you got to, I mean, if she committed that far where she shit herself to try and get you guys to let her go.
That's commitment, yes.
Yeah, it's commendable. I mean,
oh my God. All right, I can't tell any more stories. I'm done. I'm hurt.
No, that's fine. I've got such a headache. My face hurts from
me too.
From smiling, and I've got tear tracks running down my face. You fucked me up. Now I gotta go take a shower. Oh God, yeah. This episode. If you like balls dangling and shit, this is for you. This is. I wouldn't even say this is our basement. This isn't even our rock bottom. We could sink so much lower.
We've just tapped. This is just tapping in.
Yeah, this is tip of the iceberg stuff.
All right, go wash your balls. Oh man, I'm talking. I'm dying over here. All right, goodbye.
Bye.